How to build attraction with your ex and create a stronger relationship moving forward. Hello there. Thank you so much for joining me again on Love Advice TV. I'm Coach Abby. And as always, I am beyond delighted to spend some time with this opportunity to help you, hopefully with tools necessary to rebuild a broken relationship. So let me ask you something which I find very powerful. What if the relationship you lost wasn't the end of the story, but just the beginning of a stronger, deeper, and more conscious love? Today, we're diving into the art of rebuilding attraction with your ex. The goal is to create a bond stronger than what was broken. And this isn't about going back. It's about rising together, smarter, sexier, and more soul-aligned than ever. Stay with me. I think you'll really enjoy it because this video is really focused on how to rebuild attraction with your ex and create that stronger relationship moving forward. But first, I think it's important to know, where do we stand in the relationship? So it might be a great opportunity to refer to our free assessment questionnaire below. It allows you to see firsthand where you stand in your relationship and the steps necessary to get back on track. While you're at it, you might want to comment, rise again. I am rising again. I think that it's so important when we do affirmations. You know, we write it, we say it, and we're rising again. We're rising again to the potential of a new relationship with the person we love. So let's start with a basic truth. Rebuilding means reinventing. It's a lot of work for some. But if we want it bad enough, we'll do it. You can't rebuild attraction by repeating what used to work, because that version of the relationship is done with. It's gone. Kaput. Now, you're not returning to what was. You're reinventing yourself to what awaits. Now, this takes some work. It entails new emotional depth, new physical chemistry, new communications of patterns, and new spiritual understanding. You need to ask yourself this right now. What version of me would they fall all over for? Again, I mean, was it the one that kept calling, the one that they blocked, the one that they ran away from? Or was it that lovable you, that confident you, that person that initially they were so attracted to? We need to clarify to ourselves, really, how do we want to reappear? Do we really want to reappear? We're drama lived. No, we're discourse dominated. Absolutely not. The once echo of begging and clinginess has to be completely diffused. We want to simplify it so that we reappear as a confident, flirty, intelligent, emotionally regulated one that we are. The person that lives within, we just have to let it surface. Before you rebuild attraction, though, you really need to work on resetting the energy. And how do we reset our energy? Once again, those that know me well know that I am very much into the law of attraction, into the power of the energy, and the important role it has in our lives. But this video is not about that. But it is about allowing you to understand that energetic frequencies are very important. And in order to stay in a positive mode, we need to release ourselves from the past version of us, of what we were. No replaying arguments, no expectations that they're going to ask us back. None of that. Approach this like meeting for the first time. It's hard. But you need to approach it with fresh eyes, open heart, and a clean slate. You need to reset the dynamic on an equal emotional ground. And that's where new attraction can flourish without emotional residue. Another great question that I have for you, and the wonderful thing is you get to answer it to yourself. What old version of yourself are you ready to release? Jealousy, obsession, stalking, control. We need to know what we need to release. We need clarity. We owe it to ourselves. So let's talk about attraction. And how about adding seduction to it? The most irresistible trait in anyone is evolution. When your ex sees you've grown, not just changed for them, but evolved for you, it truly creates a natural spark. I mean, you all of a sudden speak more calmly. You move with more confidence. You radiate emotional maturity. And that is so seduction. It's seduction actually without trying. It's seduction through evolution. It's seductive. It says, I'm becoming more of who I was always meant to be. And they want to be part of that. It's magnetic. It makes you unforgettable. And that's what reignites interest, not through pressure, but through presence. Now, real attraction isn't just physical. It's layered. I like to call it layered. Attraction needs to be built on multiple levels. And to rebuild it, you need to hit what I call the 5 levels. The first level is emotional. The second level is mental. The third is physical. The fourth, energetic. And the fifth, spiritual. So allow me to touch on each of these levels separately, briefly. So emotional, it's based on creating a safety zone, not tension. You need to appear lighthearted and pause. On mental, we need to stay conscious of stimulating deep conversation. Bring up a topic that is neutral, though of interest to both. And also something that's new, something that's, that's interesting. Physical. We have to rekindle sensually through subtle connection. And that doesn't mean intimate, even though intimate does play a role, but a soft brush as you pass by, for example. Once again, I'm not referring to a full-blown intimate encounter. That carries its weight, but at the appropriate moment. I really think we should just stick to just that initial, tap on the shoulder, just to have that energy transfer over. And brings us to energetic level. Show up grounded, not grasping. Grounded, appear emotionally regulated. Unleash a subtle light of internal happiness. Finally, spiritual. Align yourself through shared values or curiosities. Convey that you are more than soulmates because you are literally destined to be life partners. Ask yourself, which of these levels did our relationship lack before? Which level can I now bring with more strength? This is probably the perfect opportunity to take the free assessment questionnaire provided below. This questionnaire is designed to assist you in answering those questions by determining where you stand in this relationship. Now, one of the biggest mistakes people make after reconnection is rushing intimacy. And I mean both emotional and physical. Slow it down. Allow yourself to rebuild that tension because attraction is born in the space between desire and fulfillment. Be flirty. It's fine. Compliment them like it's new. Make eye contact like it's the first time. Let silence linger a little longer before that next kiss. We are all very uncomfortable with silence. We live in a world that things are happening all the time. Try it. You're sitting at a restaurant or a coffee shop or what have you, and you're just looking into each other's eyes and just stay silent, smile. Allow that energy to permeate the room. It's magnetic. Bring back the chase, the curiosity, the desire. Remember, familiarity without tension kills desire. And it does. We don't want to be buddy-buddy. We don't want to say, hey, no. We need to have that tension between both of us, between both of you. So if you want a stronger bond, you need a new container. Basically, a structure that holds new rules, new respect, and new rituals. Now, that could mean initially setting boundaries you never had before. I like to also create a habit of weekly emotional check-ins. This is a perfect way to assure that we don't get too comfortable and fall back into old patterns. And that's very typical. Abby, we went back. It was great for the first 3 weeks, but here I am again. Well, did you fall back into those familiar patterns? We need to gauge it. We need to see when it's happening so that we don't. You need to create daily moments of intentional appreciation. Gratitude should always be on the top of your list of daily things to do. Use monthly us nights. No phones, no distractions. You've got to say to yourself, I'm so grateful for this opportunity, and work towards it. It's not just, I'm so grateful for the manna. No, I am working towards my relationship. You need to remember that chemistry brings people together, but structure keeps them close. Strong love needs a container that allows it to thrive consistently. Now, I want you to please listen carefully and become the best spark keeper ever. My clients know what I mean by spark keeper. Even when it's good, don't allow yourself to get lazy. Rebuilding is only the first chapter. Maintenance is what I call the masterpiece. Stay vigilant by asking, how can I keep surprising them? When you surprise them, you surprise yourself with a reaction. How can we keep learning about each other? We're an endless book. Our life history, our daily history. We need to share that. How can I lead with appreciation instead of expectation? Attraction isn't something you have once. It's something you nurture every single day. You could be starving and eat, and that works well. But once you take away that food, you get starving again. And then we have to feed it, or otherwise we dwindle. So attraction is just the same way. We need to feed it every single day. Therefore, make it a priority to ask yourself daily, what's one simple way, one teensy-weensy simple way I can reignite the spark this week? Not only with your partner, though, but work colleagues, friends, with yourself. So many say, okay, Abby, how do I even go about keeping up with the initial spark we all have when we first met? And yeah, even after makeup sex, spark, which we all know what that means. But I always say, just keep it simple. Here's a secret. I strongly recommend, and it works for me, create mini first-timers. What's a mini first-timer moment? Or mini first times, as I also call it. Go somewhere new together. Ask questions you've never asked before. Be playful. Dance to the music of your genre. Just do whatever it takes to create a spark. Say a funny joke. Be unpredictable. Watch a sunrise all of a sudden, instead of a movie. Take a blanket outside in your yard, get a bottle of bubbly, just something to bring up the spark. And once again, it doesn't mean to follow by intimacy. It's just being alive. It's just being appreciative of each other. Because first, whenever it is, creates dopamine and bonding. And it tricks the brain into feeling like you're falling in love all over again. So we need to realize that we need to use these neurochemistry to our advantage. We reignite the flame by sharing novelties, because attraction is built in moments that feel like magic. I know it takes a great amount of effort to implement a strategy. I mean, it does. It forces you to really think out of the box, and we don't like to think out of the box. But, one of the things that I do recommend is that if you're stuck, if you don't know what to do, don't repeat the same thing over and over and expect a different result. Einstein called it insanity. I tend to agree. Consider maybe booking a one-on-one session with an amazing coach that you respect, and let them assist you in creating that perfect roadmap to rebuild a loving and lasting attraction with your ex. Believe me, if you want to get back with your ex and keep them, it is so well worth it. It really is. I take great pride when a client reaches back out, just in gratitude. Because one of the things that most of my clients don't understand is that when they win, I win. So I share tremendously in the victory of getting them back. And remind yourself that love the second time around, when done right, it can actually be deeper, calmer, and more soul connected. It can be simply so much more beautiful, really, so much more treasured. Why? You probably ask yourself, because now you're coming from awareness, not fantasy, but a certain amount of maturity, not just momentum. You start realizing that life is fragile. And yes, we can lose our significant others. And once we are able to reattract them back, remember, we don't get them back, we reattract them back. We build new foundations. It's so important. We're able to see the best in each other. And one of the important things from the breakup is that you've seen the cracks in yourself, the cracks in them. And now you're building with intention. This time you're looking at it not as just falling in love. You're choosing it. And that's not weaker. That's wiser. It's much more than that initial attraction, because it comes with a little bit of history, and we know its potential. So we take that to our advantage as well. So, in closing this video, what I'd like to leave behind, what I'd like for you to remember, is to keep the flame alive every single day. It is so important so we don't build up the animosities, which do with when we get into routine mode, when we stop really tending to it. We have to remind ourselves that rebuilding attraction is an everyday thing. It isn't a trick. It's a commitment. It's saying, I will not let our love die by default. I will stay awake. I will stay curious, intentional. I will not only win them back this time, I will keep winning them every single day. So if you're ready to do love better, not just again, you need to commit to that. You don't just get your ex back. You get love on a whole new level. It's so important as we work towards getting our exes back. I hope this video was able to take you deeper into the art of rebuilding attraction, emotionally, physically, and spiritually, while also stressing the importance of vigilance and intentionality, even after reconnection. Our purpose is not just to rekindle love, but to sustain and elevate it. Thank you once again for joining me today. As always, if you found this video helpful, I ask you to share it with someone you love. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more tips on personal growth, on mending broken relationships, and basically everything in between. Until next time, I'm Coach Abby.